Hey guys, Corex hosting here. So we had the hydro setup here earlier this week. So I'm gonna actually talk about a couple of these miners here and kind of talk about why we're went this route, and then kind of how these miners are doing, being on hydro, and what do they look like. So I have two main models here. I got the Whatsminer M7DS, and then I have the M73S. So everyone's kind of heard of the M73S. What it is kind of like their main, the model they sell the most, hydro miner. It's 555 terahash, 13.5 efficiency. I think it's like 7,500 watts. It's something in that range. And so it's kind of like their flagship hydro miner. Now the M7DS, I have 6 of those here. A couple of mine, couple of clients, and the rest are kind of clients'. And so these are the same efficiency, 13.5, but they're 690 terahash. And so the real difference is it's literally like another half a miner. And so the form factor is the same. The power is, it's the same efficiency, so the power is going to be more because it's more hash rate. It's just more. And actually, to be honest, this has been running really good. I can run them here even though they're more wattage than like the normal hydro miners. We have it set up where it's not a problem. So this is like 690 terahash. The wattage is like 9315, I think, for the 690 terahash version, where that M73S and the 555 version, terahash version, this is more like 7,400-ish watts. I don't know off the top of my head, but that's what it is. So, that's the difference. Now, these miners, they're all Whatsminer, and that's kind of what we're running for right now is the Whatsminers, because they're cheaper than Bitmain, they're cheaper than Bitdeer, and they're really good efficiency, and they've been running really good. And then I have a partnership with Luxor, so once Luxor add in their firmware to the Whatsminers for this model available, I'll be able to run Luxor on these models, and should be able to get a little more hash rate out of them, and a little more efficiency out of them. So that's really good. And so that's kind of my end goal. That's what we plan to accordingly, and that's what we want to end up at. So something to keep in mind. Now, this is what you look at when you're comparing, the way hosting companies do these miners. Okay, so like I said, the M7DS. I told you this is like 9,300 watts. I think it's 9,315 watts. And so the miner is not pulling that many watts. The miner is actually going to pull more wattage. So I think in the system, this is showing 9,600, 9,650 for the watts that is being used. And so I don't have a way to measure it at the wall, which is fine. The way I charge it is I'm going to charge you whatever that sticker wattage is. So like I said, this is 9,315. I'm going to charge you for 9,315 watts, period. Okay? It's going to use more than that, but I'm not charging you the extra. So keep that in mind. If a hosting company would charge you for every little bit of wattage you use, which makes sense because they're getting charged that, but that means you're going to be, if this says 9,315, you're not going to be charged for 9,315. You're going to be charged for 95, 96, maybe even 9,700 watts. Now, that is the exact same thing on the air miners, which it's actually probably worse on the air miners because of the way it gets cooled and how hot it is out. Those things run maybe 300 or 400 more watts than what's on the sticker. So something to keep in mind. My clients are charged whatever the sticker wattage is. I personally, Corex Hosting eats the extra cost. So, if this thing is pulling more wattage, like I said it is, I'm not going to charge you for the extra because that's also not an accurate number. The only accurate number I got is what it says for the sticker, and that's the number we're going to charge you for. And so you're actually ahead because you host with me. You're actually saving money. So keep that in mind. It's something not everyone, looks at and examines. But that's going to save you quite a bit a month, and it's going to add up, especially if you have more than one miner, to where my fee I charge, the 8.5 cents, is actually not 8.5 cents. It's actually going to be less because I'm not charging you for extra wattage. Does that make sense? Where you have the same miner at a different facility, they're going to be charging you for every little watt you use. That's, they're going to charge you more. So keep that in mind. It's not, and each of these miners is a little bit different. These three are the exact same model, exact same hash rate, but they might use different wattage. So it's silicone lottery. You hear that talked about quite a bit. So this is something to keep in mind. But I eat the overage and all these miners are going to use overage. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at. Now for the hash rate. So the M7DS, like I said, 690 terahash. This thing's actually running about 705, 708 terahash. So you're getting all that extra hash rate, and because it's using a little bit more power, but you're getting more hash rate, and you're not getting charged the extra power. So yeah, these things are actually running about 708, 705, all these M7DSs. The M73S, 555 terahash, this thing's running, I think I remember seeing about 566, 569, something like that. More than the 555 that it says on the sticker. So yeah, these things are running good. You know, and most of that comes down to, you know, the temperature here. 40-degree intake, and then 52 is the hot side for the water. So I mean, these things are running really, really good. And so, you know, when we add more miners here, you know, that'll change a little bit, but it is 90 degrees outside right now. It is hot. There's no wind. It's burning up out here, and these things are running perfect. And it's not even, the fans on the dry cooler aren't even trying. 35%. That's just they're just maintaining. So yeah, we get plenty of headroom here. We're good to go. And all these are going to be the exact same. They're all set up the exact same. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. Hopefully you learned some information, learned why we're kind of going with Whatsminer. If you want to get one of these, send me an email, contact@corexhosting.io. Go to my website, corexhosting.io, fill out the contact form, or just order it, and then we can talk after the fact. Not a big deal. Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good day.